gamer show. Beep boop bop beep bop beep bop bop. Filler music. Beep bop beep up boop 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 boop. Opinions. Hot takes. Video games.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Gamer Show, episode number 6. I am your host, Harrison Putnam, and we got some stuff to talk about this week. But before we get started, I always like to just mention this show is a very chill show. I do very light editing just because I make it feel more of like a morning show kind of vibe is what I'm going for. So hopefully, I always upload this 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fridays. Eventually, again, if the show kind of takes off, gets more viewership and stuff like that, I may do it twice a week. But for now, it's going to be kind of a weekly news recap show, kind of what I've been playing and all that fun stuff. And again, very chill show. So let's have a good time. So if you're watching this in the morning, grab your coffee, grab your energy drink, grab your orange juice like I always do. Staple of the show, I've got my Bacardi and mango ready to go. Let's go ahead and take a little sipperoni. And that is just delicious. So we are going to be talking kind of another staple of the show is we always watch like a trailer or something. So we're gonna be watching the new overview trailer for A Plague's Tale, which is probably my most hyped game of the year. Yeah, outside of like God of War maybe, and I'm really hyped for Bayonetta 3 actually. But yeah, A Plague's Tale I am super looking forward to. So that being said, let's kind of dive into what I've been playing this week. So I've been mainly playing the Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I am absolutely loving it. I find the story super intriguing. We were talking about on the podcast, but the only problem I have so far, forgive the water in the background, is the voice acting is a little stale for some characters. The main characters are actually pretty good, but that's expected out of a Japanese based game. So it is what it is. But other than that, I mean, this like I said, the story is super intriguing. The combat, oh my god, the combat is so fun. It was already clicking with me, about 10 or 11 hours in, and I did a side mission, and I kind of stepped back, and because I was getting killed by this boss quite a few times, so I stepped back and I redid some of the training, some of the tutorial videos, and really understood like canceling attack whenever your auto attack lands, then you hit your art and it does extra damage. So I wasn't doing that, so that really clicked with me. And then when you get your it's not necessarily a spoiler because you don't know, it's probably out of context if you don't know what it is, but when you get the interlink ability, there's 3 levels for interlink, and I didn't realize that you have to use the fusion arts for it to increase that level. So I've got that down now. So combat is super sticking with me, super clicking with me. I'm about 15 or 16 hours in at this point. I know that's barely touching the game, but yeah, it's been an absolute blast for me so far. And then the only thing else I've been playing this week is Fortnite. I have been playing some Fortnite, of course, the big buzz of this week. We talked about it last week on the show of rumored. Well, it said at that point it hadn't announced anything. They just said Dragonball's coming to Fortnite, and boy, did it come to Fortnite. Yeah, there's something about Goku doing the gritty after he gets killed that's just hilarious to me. There's something about Goku holding a freaking assault rifle or a shotgun is absolutely hilarious. All the memes and stuff, it really feels like that Elden Ring vibe that we had on specifically TikTok, where you're just making hilarious videos, awesome videos, so many badass videos of Goku and Vegeta doing the Kamehameha. So yeah, for those who have not played, I mean, I haven't played Fortnite in years, but for those who haven't played this this new update, there's 4 new skins: Vegeta, Goku, Beerus, and Bulma. And Goku and Vegeta have 4 different kind of they're emotes, but you can do like Super Saiyan, Blue, Ultra Instinct, uh, Super Saiyan Blue Advance for Vegeta. So it's super cool. And then um, the Nimbus Cloud and the Kamehameha they drop down in like a capsule corp pickup that drops down, and you pick that up and you get three uses. And boy, it is overpowered. And people are like, people are saying this too OP, but like that's Goku, that's Kamehameha, that's Dragon Ball Z, they're super overpowered. So it makes total sense for it to, for it to be in the game. Um, and they've got like Kame's house and stuff. You can actually watch episodes of Dragon Ball Super in Fortnite. So it's a pretty incredible crossover. It's probably this may be saying a lot, but Dragon Ball is obviously a huge franchise, and they've had Marvel, they've had Spider-Man, Thanos dropped, they've had concerts in Fortnite, but I think this is probably the biggest Fortnite will ever be, with as far, and I don't know the numbers, but as far as just how big it is right now, like this is probably the biggest collaboration they've had. I could be wrong. They added Star Wars and stuff, but I've never dropped money on Fortnite, and I did. I dropped $20 to get the skin for Goku, and I'm thinking about using the rest of my points to get the battle pass and just playing. So it's an incredible piece of content that they added to Fortnite. It really changes like the kind of dynamic of it, which is super awesome, because I've been playing the no build mode, zero build. I'm not a big fan of the building in Fortnite. I'm just not good at it, and I'm actually not that great at Fortnite in general. But yeah, playing with the Dragon Ball Z characters is loads of fun. Yeah, it's a blast. If you have not tried it, of course you have to pay for it, but I mean, Fortnite is the best like multiverse piece of entertainment out there. I mean, just there's something funny about Goku, you know, has his power pole and he's whacking that around, and then Darth Vader walks by, and Spider-Man's in the background, like Tom Holland Spider-Man, like something about all that is just hilarious to see. So yeah, it's truly awesome. I've quite enjoyed it so far. All right, let's move on. Let's watch the play still. It's about 5.5 minutes of gameplay or whatever it is. I have not seen it yet, so we're gonna watch this together, and then we'll go from there. All right, you can hear. Let's go. Make sure. Ooh, let's up that quality, man. What are we doing?
Stay here and patrol. Report if you see one bloody rat.
I knew it. All right. Move, quick.
Far across the sea, an island calls.
Nothing ever stays nice. It always turns bad.
Things aren't always nice. You can change them.
Play still.
How?
One of the best.
The way we always do.
This is
We fight.
A Plague Tale.
How far will you go to save the ones you love? A Plague Tale Requiem picks up a few months after the end of Innocence, right around the first days of summer. Amicia and Hugo are headed south, along with their mother Beatrice and the young alchemist Lucas, reaching places still spared by the devouring plague, the raging wars, and the rabid rats that are running rampant in the north.
Is that a fair?
Beneath the warm sun of 14th century Provence, the Daroons are almost able to enjoy a normal life.
You're great!
So good.
But for a recurrent dream that Hugo has been having of a mysterious island that calls him.
These look like teeth. It's a two-teeth island.
How come nobody noticed their disappearance?
Maybe nobody cares.
Maybe.
One day, the macular illness that's been dormant inside Hugo awakens, and the dreaded living nightmare begins again. In the wake, Amicia finds herself with no other choice but to trust her brother's dreams and head further south towards the elusive island before he's consumed by the terrible macular affliction.
The bite, yes. They've locked the arena down. They let them die here.
It's starting all over again.
Her mind is made up. She will find a cure in what dreams and prophecy may hold.
Get used to it.
With almost no one they can trust,
This is your life now.
Amicia and Hugo must traverse land and water as restless forces stand against them.
Alicia,
I cannot wait, dude. The gameplay.
After the events of
Gameplay
last
fails.
winter, Amicia is hardened, experienced, and when backed against the wall, can be surprisingly resourceful. With several new tricks up her sleeve, she is now able to freely choose between striking from the shadows or unleashing hell with a variety of equipment and tools.
Good.
Hugo wants more than ever to help his big sister and not hinder their progress.
We need to leave or we'll doom everything.
The macula within him is a double-edged sword that has deepened his connection with the rats.
the rats. They can feel people's blood. Now I can too.
This powerful ability can decimate entire squads of soldiers, but takes a severe toll on Hugo every time he uses it.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Thankfully, their journey brings not only hardship, but also unexpected friends. These colorful characters help the Daroons carry their terrible burden,
It's not my first time.
while offering unique skills and resources to bring them closer to their elusive goal.
Super soon. Just looks so good.
For Amicia and Hugo, the road ahead will test the limits of what they can endure on all levels, and just how far they're willing to go. Reaching the island is only the first step
I'm just, like,
to
blown away by
truly
how it
understanding the terrible affliction that's stricken their family, as the lines between reality, fantasy, and fate dissolve. Keeping it together and finding the cure to save Hugo will be nothing short of a miracle. But Amicia has hope, and hope is the last thing lost.
Others are burned in it.
If you kill, be ready to be killed.
No! No, no!
October
A
18th.
Plague Tale Requiem releases October 18th on PlayStation 5.
Cannot wait.
PlayStation.
And I don't know, did they ever special edition? I think it's sold out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's sold out. Yeah. Ah, it's so. Ah, yeah, cool. Yeah, that game just looks so good. I cannot wait to play that thing. Let's move on to the news here, and we'll talk about that for a little bit. Elden Ring. Elden Ring has passed 16 million copies sold as of the end of June, so I'm sure it's pushing 20, getting closer and closer to 20 by now. Of course, last week we talked about that Game Pass bug thing that happened, so maybe Namco is preparing it to come to Game Pass. So who knows? But either way, congratulations to Elden Ring. It's so well deserved. It's one of the best games of the year. One of the best games I have ever played. One of the best games FromSoft has played. Of course, I took to Twitter. I was looking at Twitter and they announced it. Specifically, the Game Awards had announced it, and there's just so many comments of like, oh, it's just a reskin of Dark Souls. Like, duh. Like, do you not know what like sequels and spiritual successors are? Like, they take bits and pieces of their past games and improve upon them. So I don't get why a certain group of people, PS5 or PlayStation fanboys, are trashing this game. Like, A, it's on the system, right? It's on everything. And B, I think it's just God of War on the horizon, and they just keep saying that it's going to be the game. Again, who fucking cares? Who fucking cares about Game of the Year? Like, it's such an arbitrary award. The only biggest spotlight we have is the Game Awards. And there's so many games that come out that with like one site gives a game of the year, and there's a Game of the Year edition. So I mean that thinking is so arbitrary. Like, it means nothing. I don't understand why we can't just have two really awesome games exist in the same year. Like, oh, it's coming for Elden Ring. Like, and what I mean, God of War may be better than Elden Ring. It may be more fun. I don't know, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. So yeah, congratulations to Elden Ring. Obviously, FromSoft's best-selling game of all time. Incredible. Next up, we've got... So they announced, I believe, the Avatar mobile game, which is pretty disappointing. But there's a console version, or a console Last Airbender game that has leaked. And it looks like... So, let's see here. It says something about November 8th, which that it's a little soon for it to come out, but it's also Avatar. I mean, that's such a huge franchise. But apparently it's called Quest for Balance. Could be a working title. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, if that were the case, I would love to play it. I'm a huge Avatar fan in general. I have never. I know there's the old one like on PS3 and Xbox 360 that was really bad, but easy for achievement hunting, so that was pretty popular back then. I mean, I would love to see an Avatar game. I'm surprised we've never gotten one. I know there's the Netflix show, the live action, and then there's I think Nickelodeon just created like the Avatar studio that's going to be working on a bunch of Avatar stuff TV wise. So I would love to see more. Obviously there's a lot of room to have more Avatar within that universe. Kind of hard. I guess it's kind of hard to do it after Korra. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's plenty of between Korra and the first Avatar. So yeah, a lot of room there. And obviously The Last Airbender is super popular. So I would love to see an Avatar game, a good one specifically. Let's see here. Next up, the president of Nintendo Japan came out and basically just said there's not going to be, for now, a price increase for the Switch hardware, which, it makes sense. I mean, Switch is on its 6th year now. Came out 2017, coming up on its 6th year. And Nintendo, like their consoles, I did the history of it, and Nintendo's consoles have never been above $350. So the OLED version is at that point, which is totally fine. I didn't think, whenever, and this kind of comes off the heels of the MetaQuest getting the increase in price by $100 for both of its models, most of the SKUs. And Nintendo basically just came out and said they're not going to be doing that. And it makes sense. I mean, it's getting to be an old piece of hardware. Sales are starting to slow down a little bit, although it's still doing pretty well, considering chip shortages and all that. I generally see Switches on the shelves at pretty much any time I go into Walmart or GameStop or something like that. So I think they're able to get them out pretty quickly and have an abundance of hardware for people to pick up. The only, and again, I talked about this in the podcast. The only company I see, as far as video game goes, to increase their console is PlayStation. I don't see Xbox doing it. Although the Series X and S are pretty close to the sales of the PS5. Probably because I see a lot of Series S's on the shelves, and I'm sure at this point it's probably outsold the X. But those two SKUs are pretty close to, I think, PS5, and just because PS5 just there's never any available, so I mean that's pretty much how it is. But I don't see Xbox doing it. I think they want to just sell the systems. They want to get the system in as many hands as possible so they can sell Game Pass. I mean that's their end goal. I think Xbox is supposed to be having some sort of like streaming stick to come out for that we can put into TVs, like like a Fire Stick or Roku Stick or something like that. So you can just do Game Pass on there. And if that's whenever that comes out, I'm for sure picking that up. Because it would be nice just to play kind of Xbox in every room in the house if I wanted to. So Xbox, they're just trying to get consoles out there. They're not going to increase their prices. They've got the $500 and the $300 model, so I think they're pretty well off for that. But PlayStation, I can see them potentially increasing the price at some point. It's hard to say if they did it now. If they do a mid-gen launch, like a slim, whatever you call it, or a refresh of the console, I could see them charging $600 for that thing. I don't see them necessarily doing it for it right now. Gamers are fickle. Gamers in general are pretty fickle. We like to complain a lot about stuff, and meme a lot of stuff. I don't think Sony could get away with increasing their hardware. I think people would riot and lose their minds, to be honest. So I don't see it happening, but out of the big three, they're the ones that would most likely do it. But it is what it is. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, we're supposed to be getting something, I believe, on Sunday. Some more announcements. I'm not quite sure what we were getting. Let me see, just look at yeah, we're supposed to be getting some more details for Scarlet and Violet. I would like to see, my main concern is the gym scaling. I want to see how that works, because they said it doesn't scale, but I don't want to be 30 levels or 40 levels above the first gym going into it, because I don't think that would be very fun. So that's the one thing I want to see with the game. Because other than that, I mean, I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited for Pokemon. Definitely going to pick it up, but that's what I would like to see. And then last up, Embracer Group, the big company that's been acquiring a lot of studios here in the last year or so, they have picked up the rights for Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Movie rights, game rights, everything. So that is huge. They acquired some other studios too, but Lord of the Rings is huge. They're already talking about making Gandalf and Aragorn spin-off movies, which is cool. I love Lord of the Rings. The original trilogy is a masterpiece. It's truly amazing. The Hobbit, not so much. I'm not the biggest fan of The Hobbit. I want more Lord of the Rings games. We got the Shadow of Mordor games, but I would like to see more games. Like, I would like to see Battle for Middle Earth come back. We're getting the Gollum game that just got delayed. That looks okay. I'll wait and see for that. But yeah, I'm surprised we just don't get more Lord of the Rings games. They had a few back in the day on the 360 generation, but we don't really get them anymore, which is surprising because it's such a huge franchise. So yeah, I would love to see more Lord of the Rings stuff in general, whether it's movies, games. You know, we're getting a TV show here in September. But yeah, I would just love to see more video games in particular, especially Battlefield Middle Earth. I would love to see that come out. You know, either as like a remaster or just like a Battlefield Middle Earth 3, something like that. That would be really awesome. So, but guys, I think that's gonna wrap up the show this week. I feel like it was a little bit shorter than usual. Usually I try to go for about 30 to 45 minutes, something like that. If you guys, normally I've live streamed the last couple, but kind of tired tonight. Didn't really feel like doing a live stream, so just figured I'd just do a recording. If you guys are this far in the video, please give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you can. And you know, if there's anything that you want to comment on, please leave a comment. That helps out. That boosts the video and all that good stuff. So I enjoy kind of doing these single style videos where we just chill out, we hang out, have a couple drinks, we vibe out, and just talk about some video games. But also, I've got a gaming podcast that I do with my brother every week, Gaming with the Broscast. I'll have everything linked up down below. But check out, we record every Monday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/Gaming with the Broscast. We just recorded our 135th episode, and we ranked all of Nintendo's franchises. So go check that out. I will probably have a video version of that at some point, probably within the next day or so. So keep an eye on that if you want to see like the VOD version. But yeah, go check that out. It was a lot of fun doing that, and we'll probably do some more rankings here in the future. But again, my name is Harrison, and I will see you guys in the next video. I appreciate you watching.